What's going on, YouTube? You know who it is, Derek Jones Talks, your host of Derek Jones Talks Live, Shame TV, East Watch, and right now we are doing The Forbidden, and The Forbidden is actually making videos on Derek Jones Talks Live because Derek Jones Talks Live is set up generally just for live streams and live conversation, but being that I got time to kill waiting for my lady, and I want to do a video and get it out the way. So here we go. Now, serious inquiries into this conscious community movement. This is the topic. This is what is going to be pushed for the next few weeks by me. Serious inquiries into this shit, because we are all adults generally who are engaging in this. Even to my teenagers who are young adults, you're still adults and you're engaging in these communities, which you should. You should be either building your own or joining one that you know is about some real shit. And again, for the 19,000th time, you do not have to wear red, black, and green capes and masks and shit to simply just be a real black person and standing for and being about black people in a time where black people need black people to stand for and be about black people. Now, the focus of all of this is these so-called conscious communities and these conscious movements and the pros and cons of them. First off, the pros are definitely unity, some sort of unity. The pros are not just unity, but being able to come together and set parameters for each other. You know what I'm saying? Meaning standards. Standards that we all practice, standards that we all live by as far as being a part of these communities. Like I said, you don't have to be no cape wearing Egyptian. You don't have to have weave in your hair to look like you was an Egyptian nigga. You do not have to walk around with spikes and bracelets and talking about something. I'm a Hebrew. Just be that. If you are Hebrew, it's all mental anyway. It really has nothing to do with what you wear or what you're wearing. And a serious look into this shit is because these type of groups and these type of movements are growing. Okay? I jumped into this community for real around January when I started really pushing this page and shit. And I shot up to nearly 1,000 subscribers before Frankie Tattletales went and tried to get my page flagged and taken down because of the information that I was sharing. And one of the main reasons that I'm doing this is because of that and the information that I was sharing. The information that I was sharing, I felt was vital to people to make decisions, because the number one thing that I hate is to be tricked into something. Like, tell me exactly what it is, the ins and outs, the nuances of it, and then let me decide. Let me decide for myself. Even if it's a fucked up situation, let me decide that I'm going to deal with this fucked up situation because I see a greater outcome, or whatever the case. Let me be the one who picks this. Let me be the one who chooses this situation. Don't do that. It's no different than a woman asking a man that she's in love with to be honest with her before she marries him or furthers the relationship with him, or vice versa. Like, I don't want to be with no one that fucks everybody else, but if you do, at least tell me so that I have the choice. Don't trick me into that shit. Don't trick me into being with you and loving you, and then the whole time you fucking this dude and that dude and this girl and that girl, and you know. So with this conscious community, I like passing information because, again, I think it's vital. I think it's vital for choices to be made. People need information about these people. People need to hear the cons about me. They don't just need to hear the pros. People need to hear the cons about Kev Gills, the cons about Pharaoh. They need to hear the cons about everybody. They don't need to just hear the pros. And see, the problem with you dealing with this so-called conscious community as it's constructed currently, you have a bunch of people who do not want any cons brought out and showed or told about them. And that's a problem because you're creating a situation where we have a storyline about a certain person who's above reproach because he never has cons. Anytime he has a con video put up about him that's not pro him, he wants to flag it or she wants to flag it, whoever. I'm not even, so if anybody think I'm specifically talking about Sinetta or whatever, I'm not specifically talking about him right now. It's this whole movement. It's this whole grouping together thing. Like, yo, we watched in the black media absolutely destroy themselves. Then they turn right back around and is on Sinetta's platform. Why are they on Sinetta's platform? There's only one reason that they're on Sinetta's platform. It's because they are pro Sinetta. Sinetta does not have people on his platform who are not him, pro him, who are not willing to play ball and not be willing to hide and exclude all the cons that may be attached to this person. So when you dealing with people like that, man, this is what you get. When you dealing with people like that, you cannot look at it any other way except that, yo, you're attempting to mislead me. And a serious inquiry into this conscious movement is for that reason again, and there's another reason is for that, man, is the misleading attempts by these so-called leaders and platform people. I put up a video before about Sinetta, and the dude was telling him, like, yo, you wear too many hats. Like, yo, you trying to be the promoter and the moderator and the fucking a fan, and like you can't do all of these things. But in his mind, that's the whole point. He wants to do all those things because that way the whole situation will be worked and controlled by him. And that's the thing that we have to start getting out of dealing in these communities. Everyone could be who they want. Everybody got the choice to gravitate to who they want to gravitate to. But, yo, this whole hiding the cons about you, if there's something negative about you, you're going to make sure that it doesn't get spoken upon. And then we're not talking about just old negative shit. Let's just say somebody who leads a platform did something 13 years ago. Nigga, ain't nobody even going all the way far back. Most people aren't even the same person they were 13 years ago. So no one's going that far back. Nobody's going back a decade in your life per se. But what we are going to do is play things you say. And in this community, I've played things. Everyone heard me play audio from Red Pill. Everybody from the Pills. Everybody heard me play audio from Sinetta. Everybody heard me play audio from Scambada, Polite, aka Michael Note to PayPal. So everybody knows that what's going on that's a part of this community. This video is for the new people. Video is for the people who might come across this video maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks after I've done it. So what? I just want you to know, in this community, take a serious look at whoever it is you gravitate to and follow. Make sure that these people are not attempting to play you. Make sure that these people are just attempting to share information for the love of sharing information. Like at some point, being a lover of information and a sharer of whatever it is that you've taken in should take paramount over all the other shit that's going on in this community, but it doesn't, because you got people, like I said, they got agendas, they got motives, they got specific motives and agendas that do not involve sharing information, loving one another, all that talk. Like, none of that shit is what they really after, G. That's not what they really after. These people are after fame, and they're after whatever comes with the fame. If it's money, women, whatever, that's what they're looking for. Clout. But mostly it all stems from money. It all stems from being the next YouTube sensation. Being the next person who's known on YouTube for being on YouTube TV. That way they solidify their position. Like, that's where that shit is. You got people in these communities I want y'all to look out for. If you're young and you coming into this, look out for anybody who tries to bring you in and manipulate your position. If they bring you in and you got something you want to share and they're not handing you advice, I'm gonna tell y'all, when I first came in, I didn't know all what went into all of this shit. I was lucky enough to meet two brothers, Pharaoh and Kev Gills, who who bust down game to me. You know what I'm saying? They bust me down on all the game, on what's going on with these communities, how you have people who hate you subscribe to your page more than people who like you, like all that type of shit. And so I'm just sharing to anybody who's new out there, yo, don't fuck around, man. Don't let these people change you. If you coming in, Pharaoh and Kev Gills have never tried to steer me to do one thing or another. Like certain things they'll give me advice on, like maybe you shouldn't do that, maybe from small conversations we had, and those are far and few between. So especially with Kev, so it's like, well, I mean, especially with Pharaoh, but with Kev, it was always like little advice he would give me on do's and don'ts, on possible do's and don'ts. You know what I'm saying? So when you get to this point, man, like that changes everything, dog. Like that, he's not, it's different when if he was sitting here trying to manipulate me into taking over whatever I got going for myself, and then he's just trying to, I can still do for myself, but long as I do it the way he say do it. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit, yeah, like that shit is something that nobody's trying to be a part of right now. So this video is a real quick one, man. Just to let you guys know, this serious conversation about this conscious movement. This is only volume 1. I got more discussions coming today. We're going to do a live stream on Derrick Jones Talks Live, and this live stream is going to be an even more in-depth look into it. Also, I got some other topics on the horizon that I might even jump into today. I may make it a 2-part live stream, and we talk about one thing in the beginning and then spin off and move on to some other shit. So like, comment, share, subscribe. Love you guys to death. Go to my homepage here on Derrick Jones Talks Live, and I want you to check out my sister's new page. It's called The Struggle Is Real. Fancy. And go ahead and click the link that I put in the homepage and subscribe to her page and check it out. So I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace and love.